here we get ready to go. We're connecting on all the pages. I don't want to go too early. We're connected on 2, 3, and we are back. Here I am, Fly Navarro with No BS World Tour. I've got Greg from ROFFS in the house. With the beginning of summertime coming along, everybody's asking all about where to go fishing, what's the water temperature like, where should they go. So Greg's reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to talk a little bit on live here in the No BS World Tour. So guess what we're doing? We're talking water temperature here in the No BS zone. So Greg, what's going on, brother? Good to see you.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for having us on.
No. Doing good here. So while I share this across a couple of pages, how about if you let people know exactly who you are, what you do, and we go from there.
Basically, I work for ROFFS, which is ROFFS Ocean Fishing Forecasting.
Say that fast 3 times.
The main office is in Melbourne, Florida. The company originated in Miami, and over 30 years ago now. I've been working with them for 20 years now. Our new owner of the company, Matt Upton, he's been there for almost 15. There's another guy, Dan, who's been there longer than me, about 22 or 23 years now. 2 newer guys who've been there, James and AJ, have been there 2 to 3 years each. Basically what we do is we provide comprehensive fishing forecasting analyses to fishermen, showing them temperature, currents, color of the water mass boundaries, and we give them areas and direct them of areas where to find fish based on satellite imagery.
All right, now that you did it on your normal level, I want you to do it on my normal level. Just break it down to a simple fisherman's words. What do you do?
So basically, we're looking at the ocean. We're looking at the ocean with satellites all day, every day. And you got questions about where to fish based on ocean conditions. You call us the day before. We send you out an analysis with a text describing ocean conditions and GPS coordinates, and we email it to you the night before you're going to fish, and it gives you locations where we think are going to be favorable based on ocean conditions, reports, things like that, and we send you the analysis and tell you where to fish, save you time, save you gas, save you money.
So you're telling me you actually have satellites up there that are doing all of this, and you look at it all. You're not just sitting there getting 2 dice, shaking them, and throwing them across the table. Come on, we don't. It's just me and me and you here, bro.
We don't have satellites, but NOAA has satellites.
Okay.
We've developed techniques over the years to process that imagery into something that's visual, something that's usable, that we can then analyze. Look at it over time, and find what areas are best. Take case in point image in my background. It shows the eastern side of the Gulf Stream off of Florida, and it's been we've gotten quite a few reports. If you look on our Facebook page, you'll see a bunch of them posted, but it's been real favorable. There's been some good edges there for the past at least the past couple of weeks for yellowfin. Dolphin, mahi-mahi, there's been marlin caught. It's been good fishing.
So I know we spoke earlier, and you were telling me that people were sending you pictures. Give us a little bit of an idea of what people are catching, because I know you told me, but let's let everybody know.
So it's been good. I haven't seen. I've seen in the past couple of days that it's died down. Good edges there for the past. I know it's been extremely good, anywhere from let's say Palm Beach down to Marlin caught for sailfish, which I'm sure you've seen some of those posts too.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been absolutely on fire for this quote unquote late in the season for sailfish, but not really. It's been on fire with sailfish. Off of Miami and going northward, we've had quite a few reports back from clients. It's been yellowfin tuna on the eastern side. There's been dolphin, kingfish, wahoo on the western side of the stream, anywhere from Jupiter up to Canaveral, up to Jacksonville. I got a report this morning from one of our guys that fished recently off of Charleston. There's been dolphin and wahoo action off of there too. So I mean, it's good. Temperatures are right. When the weather's good, guys are getting out there and the fishing's good.
So I'm gonna, just because we've got a lot of people that joined in, I'm gonna give a couple shout outs, but I also want to give up some information, especially considering that you're talking about going to the eastern side of the Gulf Stream. Yep. I see Mike Kennedy here from the Marine Industry Association of Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County is now starting to open up boat ramps again to let people go out, start using their boats. Miami-Dade, I believe it's sometime this week. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm in Miami-Dade. I live in Miami, so it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay.
And I believe it's 6 in the morning to 8 at night to start. No anchoring, and all boats 50 feet apart.
There you go. We have the same 50 feet apart. No sandbars.
Yep.
And you got to keep social distancing. I don't think there's a time. I'm not sure about the boat ramps. But as far as going out fishing, the weather looks great. And you have a very good report there. So excellent. Now, exactly where do you guys cover? You're using all of NOAA's satellites. Their satellites cover a lot. Where do, and the reason why I ask is because we got people joining us in right now from, I see people from Maldives, I see people from Africa, both East and West Coast. So where does ROFFS cover?
I mean, technically, we could cover anywhere.
Okay.
What we do cover, and all, it's all based on, everything we do is done by hand. Everything's analyzed by someone who has a degree in oceanography. So, it's not automated. All the areas that we're going to give you, we're looking at, they look favorable to us. All of us that analyze the conditions have a degree at doing so, and we've all been looking at, like I said, I've been looking at it for 20 years now. So we cover basically from Maine all the way down around the Florida Keys, including Sal Bank, including all the Bahamas, and the entire Gulf of Mexico, and then we also do some stuff now and then over in Cabo San Lucas.
And Cabo as well.
Yep.
What about down in Costa Rica and Panama?
Right now, we don't. I mean, it's sort of hard because we've tried in the past, and every year, we go to Miami Boat Show, we go to Atlantic City, we've done stuff in New York Boat Show before. Every boat show we go to, even up north, we have guys asking us about Caribbean areas and South American areas, and it's hard because when people are fishing and they call us for an analysis, it can take anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours to produce that analysis. So, we're for what you're getting, we charge anywhere from $60 to $70 an analysis. Some guys think it's worth it, some guys don't. That's it's up to people on a case by case basis. But also those other areas, we have to have the demand there. It's very hard for us to do an area for $60 or $70 for one person. There's some setup time. We gotta do customized bottom charts. We gotta set our computers up to process the satellite imagery. We got to do a lot of stuff before we can provide analyses, but we can provide analyses for any or all of those areas.
Okay. Again, big shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us here in the No BS World Tour. We got guys jumping in from everywhere. I see Paul from Angle Coolers joined in. Mike Kennedy is giving us some really good up-to-date information as far as the boating for Palm Beach and Miami-Dade. I'll read it later. But guys, check out the comments. Again, I have Greg from ROFFS here. Water temperature charts, giving you an idea what is going on with the water, so before you go running 100 miles offshore, you have an idea what to expect out there. So now I'm looking at the chart behind you, and listen, I was working a whole bunch yesterday on how to get the screen right here, and I know this morning you were working, the eddies were backwards, but we worked on, listen, you did an excellent job. But what I want to talk to you about is we see a couple of different numbers on there. I see water temperature, 77.7, 77.0, 82.2. But then I see little numbers, 2s, 3s. What exactly do those mean?
So you'll see the tiny numbers on there are bottom numbers in fathoms.
Okay.
Just like on any other chart, you can see them. Like you said, there's water temperatures. There's arrows which show current direction. The black lines are water mass boundaries, which are convergence zones. Anywhere along those convergence zones, you may find, weed lines. You may find rips, slicks. The numbers in the dots are important. That's one of the things that we do that other services or other people that do stuff similar to us don't do. We look at it over time, and what we call a stack, it's sort of like a movie. We take the satellite images and we overlay them over time, and we can use our computer and use specialized programs that we have to go back and forth and see how the water moves and see where it's stable, where it's not stable. And those numbers in the dots on there are the number of days in those areas where we've seen favorable conditions. So if you see single dots anywhere, those are areas where we think if you were to go fishing, the conditions in those areas are likely to be better, because it's along the water mass boundary, over some areas of good bottom, pushing into a ledge. Those areas are likely to be better than just fishing in the middle of nowhere. But the areas where you see numbers, such the 2s and 3s, if a water mass boundary is stable over bottom or ledges or a number of things for multiple days, it's more likely to congregate bait, and then bigger pelagic fish are likely to come in. So those are the important areas, and the areas where we really think you're going to find fish.
So you use the term stable and unstable water. Could you describe exactly what you mean when you say stable?
Stable, meaning that, for example, that the stuff you can see to my left is the Gulf Stream, is the eastern edge of the stream. And, anybody that fishes anywhere, fishes Florida specifically, knows, anywhere from the Keys to Miami all the way up around off the east coast of Florida, that the Gulf Stream moves fast. And there's all kinds of, you can have wind, you can have eddies moving through, you can have a bunch of different stuff that's going to change that. And if those water mass boundaries stay in the same general area for multiple days, you're going to have higher chances of bait congregating along those convergence zones, and then the bigger fish come in and eat the bait, and that's the conditions we're looking for.
Okay. That's when you said it, it was one of those questions I was wondering exactly what it meant. So this time of year, and I'm just looking over your shoulder again, I'm seeing 82-degree water. That
Yep.
water temperature is going to continue to move up the coast as the summer progresses, correct?
Yeah, it's generally speaking, it's 82, 83 off of the Keys and off of the east coast of Florida. Now it's buzzing.
No, it's Somebody's calling me on my phone.
When you get up towards South Carolina, Georgetown, Charleston, up towards Cape Fear, up towards Hatteras, it in the stream it drops as you go. It's probably 81-ish off of South Carolina, North Carolina, 80, 81 off of Hatteras. But yeah, the temperature keeps going up. So also speaking on temperatures, just to give everybody, and it's a good thing to talk about, it's questions we get at boat shows sometimes. What we're showing on there, we get satellite imagery down that's calibrated for temperature, and we look at there's multiple, for example, one down here in Miami is Fowey Rocks. There's some down in the Keys. There's one in Edisto. As you get north off of South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, there's NOAA buoys that are out there that are calibrated that give you a temperature. So what we do, we calibrate when most guys fish, they go out in the morning. And what we do is we calibrate this imagery that we're showing to do these analyses to what you're going to find in the morning. So it's critical when you're looking and you're trying to read this too. You see a break where the Gulf Stream goes 82.2, and lower. It's important to say, just because we show 82.2, your gauge in your boat might not be calibrated to the same thing, and you might show 78.2, or you might show 84.2. So you really you should look at the relative change in temperature between the water masses, and sort of learn how to read that along with what your boat's showing.
So a lot of times the number that you show, the 82.2, is not 100% accurate to what's on the boat.
Yeah, correct. Because everybody's temperature gauge is calibrated different. Like I said, we're calibrating to what the NOAA buoys say during the morning hours. Your boat might not be calibrated, the same way. So every once in a while we'll have guys call us up and say, I went looking for 82-degree water, and I never found anything warmer than 79. And the reason being is this temperature gauge is probably calibrated cooler. So when guys call, that's what we tell them. We say, if you see a break that goes 82.2 to 81.2, don't look for an 82 and 81 degree water. Look for a 1 degree temperature change to find that break.
Okay. Hold on, I'm getting a couple text messages. I don't want everybody in the world reading them. They're coming across the screen. So now I remember fishing up out of the Northeast, and this has been 20-something years ago, and I just dated myself. I can't believe I did that on live. Hey, wait, I got to give my big shout-out to Richard Gunn from Lucas Oil. See, I'm always ready. Richard! So you got guys that will call you for that one-time deal, but a lot of these guys, especially during the tournaments, they're calling you up every single day. They want to know what that water is doing, not just on a one-day shot, but how it's moving up along the coast.
Yeah, we got all different kinds of guys. We got guys that are just going, one time. They might fish once a month. We got guys that are fishing every day. If there's a tournament going on, we have guys that'll call us and give us a report in the afternoon, talk about what's going on for the day. We also offer, if you're down in the state of Florida, it's a little different. Some places you go off, you don't have to go as far. You have cell service. A lot of these guys up in the Northeast in the Gulf of Mexico. I've talked to guys offshore in the Gulf of Mexico, 200 miles offshore, and these guys will call on a satellite phone, and you can call us between 10:30 and noon Eastern time if you've received an analysis the day before, and we'll take your coordinates, your lat long, and we'll look at the current imagery and we'll direct you where to go. We'll give you, that's included in your analysis, we'll give you a verbal update and move you based on what those conditions are when you're actually out there.
Beautiful. Okay, really quick, I have a couple of people asking some questions. Number one, this is Greg from ROFFS, and you have, what's the full name of ROFFS? It's ROFFS
ROFFS Ocean Fishing Forecasting Service.
And everybody just calls. I just always call them ROFFs.
Yes.
But he was asking. I had who was it? I had to ask Jason Holland, and I believe Jason's out of North Carolina. Miss Audrey is saying hello. She's hanging out with Captain Mike right now. There's a Haynes Hoffman Jr. says he loves him some ROFFs folks. So you got lots of fans.
He's got some nice art. He was our artist of the year last year.
Was he?
It was on our website. Yeah, he does some pretty cool art with copper.
Actually, I have a piece of his artwork right here in my living room.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, he was our artist for the tournament in Chubb, which, for people that don't know, let me pass on the information. You're part of this information highway here, Greg. As everybody heard yesterday, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas has extended the closure of the Bahamas for another month, so they will not be opening right now until June 1st, which really puts a big damper on a lot of people. Also, you had a question. Do you guys cover South America?
Right now, we don't.
Sorry, Juan. He wanted to know because he fishes out of the Galapagos.
Oh, gotcha.
So, listen, Juan, if you offer up a nice trip for Greg to the Galapagos, I'm sure he can maybe reposition a satellite or something. He knows people. Just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, if like I said before, if all of those areas, if there's sufficient demand, 10 or 12 or 15 boats that are willing to try it. I mean, we have the possibility to do it, but we just haven't. In the past, it's not come together for certain areas.
For certain areas. Again, I'm here with Greg from ROFFS. He's talking to us a little bit about all the temperature charts that they use, but you showed me another chart earlier. I believe you said it was a chlorophyll chart.
Yes, ocean color, chlorophyll, plankton. It shows.
It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to change it over, but explain it to everybody what it's all about.
That really shows a lot of times what the true surface color of the water is. So we try and look. Sometimes it lines up with the SST 100%. Sometimes it doesn't. But what it shows is color changes. Okay. Green to blue, blue green to blue. It's more important in other areas, in some areas than it is in other. I'll give you 3 quick examples. One is in the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of guys will ask us. We have all the rigs positioned on our bottom chart, and we have some guys that order that they just want to know, they like to fish these 5 or 6 or 7 rigs, and is this rig in green water, is this rig in blue water, and that's one of the things that'll clarify that. Bahamas, north, out from the east, northeast of Eleuthera, up towards the eastern side of Abaco, into the pocket Wonderland, the Mushroom Jurassic Park, Great Abaco Canyon, Little Abaco Canyon. You have water that comes up from the east that we call, when we do our analyses, Bahamas blue water, because it shows up in the color paths we use. It's more darker blues and purples. It actually looks, if you can believe, it looks bluer than the Gulf Stream. I mean, that water that's originated from out east of the Bahamas, that water brings a lot of times yellowfin in with it, marlin in with it, and it's easier to follow that water in that ocean color imagery. So guys like to see different things and how they line up. So we actually, really in the past year, there's not as many passes a day for those ocean color images, but we do get, there's a European satellite that we just started getting called MPP in the past year or so. Actually, in the past maybe 6 months. There's some NOAA satellites that are called Veers and Modus that give it. We're collecting all that, and we are trying as much as we can. When people order, our regular analysis, you'll get the chart that looks like the one behind me. But we're trying to give I would say we're probably about 75% of the time now we include one of those ocean color images along with the SST chart. So you can see, with a grid on it, so you can see where the lat longs, where it overlays. It really helps to see what the true colors of the water are.
Okay. I have a couple comments in here. Do you cover Cameroon?
Same thing. Right now we don't, but we could.
Sorry, Alex. No Cameroon. Alex and his wife, they're very loyal followers of the No BS World Tour. It's a little late in the evening over there, but they watch every night from Cameroon. I see Paul from Connecticut. Paul runs a what is that, mechanic shop up there, and he jumps in live every day, but when he has customers come in. I also have Louis Aldridge from Fin and Field. I don't know if you're familiar with Fin and Field. He's joined.
I know him. He knows me. I don't know if he knows or recognizes me, but I do. I do photography, a bunch of fishing tournaments, and he knows. I've met him many times. Yep.
Okay, and also I want to give a couple shout outs. One to Anthony Dominguez and Tarzan. So this afternoon, I was going to do it earlier, but he was too busy fishing. This afternoon, after we're done live here, I'm going to interview Tarzan. He is the baddest mofo out there. He's 11 years old, and he fishes like 90 hours a day. He shuts down to sleep. Actually, I don't even know if he shuts down to sleep because his mom always sends pictures of his toe in the electrical socket. So I think he's just charging up on 220. I mean, this kid doesn't stop fishing. He fishes, he cooks, but he has to pay for all this, so he has to cut the grass too. So we're going to interview him this afternoon. He was fishing all morning long, so I want to know what they caught. He's in Central Florida. Also, I see some people jumping in from Oman. Who else do we got here? I just want to make sure we give plenty of shout outs to everybody. Thanks for the shout out. Absolutely. Cameroon saying hello. That's Loreline. That's Alex's wife. Let's see, am I missing anybody? I want to make sure I get all the questions. Kevin, my dad got a shot yesterday to fish out of Charleston. Hope he's catching them up right now. So he's fishing right now. Using your information. So go ahead. You mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, but you said that body of water that's moving off of Florida, it's going right up to Charleston, so it should be incredible fishing right now.
Yeah, there's some areas over ledges and good bottom areas. And I don't know specifics up there. I didn't look at it. That's not, we all, like I said, right now there's 5 of us, so we all sort of look at our own, quote unquote areas. I don't look at every area every day. I just follow, certain areas. I mainly do, and I've been looking. I do a lot of stuff in Florida and the Bahamas, and I do the whole summer for all the tournaments. I look at the Gulf of Mexico pretty much the whole summer. But at Charleston, I got a report from a guy this morning who it's been pretty good with mahi and wahoo, and I know there's already some marlin up there and other stuff. So there's been some good fishing.
So you also mentioned to me that you guys try to push out the pictures of fish that people caught. If somebody wants to send you some pictures of what they caught while using your service, where should they send it to?
They can send it to me directly at feedback@roffs.com. They can also send it through tag us on Instagram, and I'll shoot you a line, and you can tell you how to email them, or they can go on our website roffs.com. You can order on there, and there's a page, there's a button right on our homepage underneath our Instagram feed. It says submit your reports online, and I set up a form there where just ask some quick questions: where did you fish, when did you fish, and you could submit your report and some photos online through there, and we love sharing the photos our clients and reports our clients send in to our Facebook, our Instagram, and everything. So send them in and we'll post them.
Nice. I got a couple of people here. Josh Wilkinson from Boaters Planet. He's on your site now, and he just subscribed to your email list.
Awesome.
Mike Samuels. I don't know if you know Mike Samuels. And if you don't know Mike Samuels, he's the one. He is the follically challenged one that is in my pictures all the time when I'm fishing on the Princess Lily. I said that politically correct, Mike. Don't yell at me, okay? You're follically challenged. But he says you have a great website. And actually, he's the one that sent me the email, because he had emailed you guys earlier about a satellite shot today. And he's trying to convince me to go fishing. It's not like he had to twist my arm. He didn't have to twist my arm very hard. He goes, look at the water. We got to go fishing. Okay.
Good. I'm gonna tell you that I mean, it's a run to get over to that eastern side, out of Florida. But I mean, I'm telling you, the reports and not just guys that have sent us reports, but reports I've seen on Facebook and Instagram. The guys have been killing it with the yellowfin.
It's been a great season so far on that side.
Yep.
So, and again, I guess Mike got a little upset with the follically challenged term, because I just got an ugly emoji sent to me. I say it with lots of love, man. I say it with lots of love. I know I had another question, because I see people coming in. Hey guys, what is the name of the service? Does it cover? Actually, it's Stefan from France. He fishes out of Abidjan, and his question is, hey guys, what is the name of the service, and does it cover the west coast of Africa, the Guinea Gulf? And I'm going to let you give your answer, which I know the answer, but people are jumping in late, so let him know your answer. Right
now it doesn't, but if there's, we can, the capability is there, and if anybody has any area, the demands has to be there. It takes time to do. It's all done by hand. It's not automated. It's not an automated service. And that's one of the things when we send our analyses, we'll send a chart like you see behind me, ocean color image along with it, but we also send you a full page text. In the opening paragraph, it'll tell you generalized comments about the ocean, what the Gulf Stream temperature is, the loop current temperature if you're in the Eastern Gulf, where there's any eddies, any reports that we've got from clients, and then when you call us to order, we'll ask you what you're fishing for, and we'll ask you what inlet you're coming out of, and then we'll provide in the text, a description as to, based on what you're fishing for and where. We'll provide a description with GPS coordinates on areas where we think you're going to catch fish that you're looking for, and then that text will describe to you why, and that's what we send to you along with the chart. So
now that you bring that point up, that you actually tell people what you expect them to catch, or what the possibility of them to catch. Have you ever had anybody call you up on Monday morning yelling at you?
Sure, all the time.
And listen, do you want to drop a name? I mean, it'll just be between me and you. If you want to drop a name, this is the perfect time to do it.
No names.
Okay, no names. Okay, I have some questions coming in. Marlene asked, but I had some. Scott Feldman, where's the big weed? Do you guys show any kind of weed lines when you give the satellite imagery?
The resolution of the satellite is 1.1 kilometers a pixel, so you can't actually see where the weeds are.
Okay.
But the black lines on there are convergence zones. They're water mass boundaries. So a lot of times when you see 2 or 3 lines up close, thick together, close together, yes, you will, like I mentioned it earlier, you will find slicks, rips, weed lines, floating debris. And it sort of gives you an area to narrow down. Like, for example, at the eastern side, to my left, you're a lot more likely to find weed lines where those convergence lines are, where those water mass boundaries are, than you are in the middle of nowhere.
Where two bodies of water are actually moving at different paces.
Correct. Against each other. Yep.
Okay. Again, I'm just reading. I want to read you some questions people that are asking. Marlene is asking. Actually, two different questions here. How much difference is there between surface temperatures and subsurface temperatures? And then how deep are subsurface temperatures too?
Well, it depends on a lot of things. It depends on the depth of the water. I mean, obviously, if the water's 10 feet deep, and it's hot outside, it's probably going to be the same temperature throughout. If the water's 1,000 feet deep, it can vary, by tens of degrees from the surface to the bottom. Now what we're showing, it's sea surface temperature. It's based on, the top surface layer of the ocean. There's not, as far as we know, there's not really, from a satellite, you can't really see what the actual subsurface temperatures are.
Okay.
There's models out there that do it, but what we're showing you when we send it, what's shown on there, where those water mass boundaries are, what's shown to you in the ocean color imagery, that's surface data, and that's real data. That's what's actually out there. We're not using models. We're not, pulling other stuff into it. It's actual data from the satellite that we can see, and that's what we're sending you.
Okay, a couple quick shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Spanky from Team Galati in the house. Got to give a big shout out to Team Galati. So Ty has joined. He's from El Paso, but he spends time out in Hawaii. He wants to know, do you guys cover Hawaii?
Same answer again. We don't right now.
Okay.
But we could, and we don't do anything on the West Coast right now either. But on the West Coast of the United States.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because there was somebody, and I can't remember who asked. Oh, there it is, Corey. Corey asked, do you cover the West Coast like Washington, Oregon, and California coast? So the answer is no.
Currently, no. But that doesn't mean, in the future that we won't, or that we can't.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Man, that is exactly how I lived my entire dating life. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Also, Stefan had asked, could you quickly let everybody know your website information, where they can get all this information at?
Yeah, our website is www.roffs.com, ROFFS.
And for those of you that don't know how to go from audio to actually writing down, it's on his shirt. www.roffs.com. All right? Listen, I have some friends. I know my friends. Again, I'm not going to call out any names. But I know my friends. Wait a second, I got some guy named Gary Navarro in here. Are we related in any way? Why do we have a NOAA weather buoy on the West Coast for? To tell you temperature and wave heights over there, Corey. And I did have another quick little question, but I want to read what the text information related to what to expect to catch is interesting. Do you provide historical water temps, i.e. do you... I can't read the whole thing because that one's on my phone. That's from Louis Aldridge from Finn and Field. Do you provide historical water temps?
We don't provide historical, not necessarily historical. We provide we provide a forecast. What so if you're fishing tomorrow, we'll send it to you this afternoon. As far as what we think you're going to find when you're out there in the morning. Now, as far as historical temperatures go, we're looking at it over a period of time. So we're looking at that stuff, but we don't, we give you a forecast as to what you're going to find when you're out there when you're fishing.
Okay. And then going back, Juan had asked if you cover South America. He was calling from the Galapagos. He's asking now, how much demand do you need to have to add a new area?
Probably, let's say 10 or 12 boats. That are fishing regularly. I mean, not 10 or 12 boats that are going to fish one time and be done.
Okay. Let me just tell him, Juan, chop. get some more charter boats running out of your lodge, brother. You can get this great service. You just need 8 more boats. So let's see. I have been using ROFFs for years in Texas with a lot of success. That's from Charlie Barnett. So you have a very happy customer there. That's what we like to hear. Let's see. And Stefan from France that had asked, he gave a thumbs up. I guess he checked out your site. Am I missing any questions? Have I missed anything asking you? Is there something else you want to add there, Greg?
Not really. I mean, we put out recently. Every year we do these sort of forecasts for the season on what's shaping up and how things look and how we think they're going to look for the season. We've already put out one for the Bahamas and one for the southeastern U.S., which is the Florida Keys up to Cape Hatteras. We're working on now. Next week we should be releasing. We should be putting out our one for the Gulf of Mexico, and towards the middle end of May, one for the northeastern U.S. All the canyons. Those can be found. We'll post them. We'll post them on Facebook. Put them on our website.
Can you get us a sneak preview today? Just a little, just a taste. You know, like hey guys, make sure your rods and reels are ready in this area.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, there's, and I don't know exactly what the temperature is, but I know it's my dad lives in Pennsylvania, so I know it's still cold up there. But we had somebody that ordered yesterday for today an analysis for Wilmington, the Norfolk Canyon, to see what the water's shaping up. So guys are looking, and I anticipate that if the temperature is there, you know, especially with the Bahamas, with not as many boats going to the Bahamas, you know, not all these boats that fish the Bahamas are in the Bahamas full time. A lot of these guys are our clients in Florida or Charleston or, you know, up in the Northeast. So if they can't go to the Bahamas, they're going to be fishing somewhere. So there could be earlier seasons in other areas because of that.
See, guys, I knew I can talk them out of a little bit of an update. It wasn't a lot, but it was just you guys got to sign up for his email list if you want to find out when the official. This is just like a taste of it. This is like smelling your mom's cooking on Sunday from outside. You don't get a chance to taste it, but you can smell it cooking all day long. So
we put out a newsletter every Wednesday called ROFFS Newsreel that we'll put reports in, science articles, fishing articles, stuff about tournaments that are coming up, and all of the above. So yeah, if you go on our site, there's a pop-up the first time you go on. It asks for your email address, and you know, if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, that's how you do that.
Now, what I want to know, this is a personal question, is your Wednesday newsletter as upbeat and crazy as the No BS World Tour?
No, not really. We try sometimes, but not really.
Come on, you guys don't get a little crazy, you know, every once in a while? Add a little Cuban coffee to the mix? Nothing?
Every once in a while.
Let's see. Okay, that's a great question. Dave has asked, and I can't believe I haven't asked you this. I've got 2 questions here. Do you cover the Eastern Bahamas, Douglas Nelson? I'm sorry, the Eastern Caribbean. Do you cover the Eastern Caribbean?
Right now, just the Bahamas, and just like a little update because I'm getting some notes here as we go along. We did try out last year, and I'm 99% positive we're going to continue this year. We did add and start to do Bermuda last summer. So we are going to be adding that, and we are actively looking at starting to do or trying to do some stuff relatively soon for Costa Rica.
Aha! So you're talking 2 places that have 50, 60 boats. So
yeah, yep.
Excellent. And the other question, before I forget and get off on another tangent, and I'm sure you have it on a tiered system, but somebody's asking, what does your service cost? So if you want to take a couple of minutes to, you know, give them an idea exactly how it's broken down.
Okay, so simple. If you're fishing one time, it's anywhere from $60 to $70 an analysis. We've simplified our prices a little bit over the last year. In order to get a discount, And if you go on our website, the link to our pricing is right at the top in the main bar. In order to get any kind of discount, you got to pre-purchase at least 6 analyses, and then we offer every increment of 6 that you go up, the discount is a little bit bigger, and those analyses are good for the whole year. They're good from January through December. So if you were to purchase, and the thing is, let's take for an example, from $70, I think. Don't quote me, but I think that if you buy 6, it drops the price to $63.
Whoa.
In an ounce. You're saving $7. And what it also does, if you prepay for 6, if you use more than 6, if you use 7 or 8, it locks you into that price. So if you prepay for 6, and you use those 6, and you go and you get a 7th and an 8th one, we're not going to charge you 70. We'll charge you 63, the sort of plan rate.
Okay.
So all that info is on our site, but in order to get a discount, you have to pre-purchase at least 6.
So, being that you're on here talking today, if anybody mentions the No BS World Tour, will you give them 6 for the price of 7? Come on.
I don't know.
How about 5 for the price of 7? This is called negotiation.
Oh man.
I got a question. In all the satellite images, Brian Lord has asked, what about Isla Mujeres, December through March?
I mean, if there's, it's possible. If anybody had, send us an email either to feedback@roffs.com or fishing@roffs.com, which is our main email address that goes into the office. We'd be more than happy to talk about and hear people's questions and comments on what areas that they'd like to see us cover.
So contact you, and just to let you know, I think I created a little bit of a problem here. Mike Kennedy is telling me that I'm public shaming you. And then Jim Garrity said that maybe we should do it 9 for the price of 6. I think he wants to do it more for 6 for the price of 9. I negotiate differently. At the last minute, it's going to be a switch up. It's bait and switch, man. This is Blue Marlin Fishing 101. I'm going to get you to agree to one thing, and then I'm going to swap it out at the last minute. It's going to have a hook in it. David Osborne's joining us. Miguel. We've got a bunch of people that joined in today. Richard Marney from Custom Sport Fish Enthusiasts. Kathy Quick. A lot of people joining in today. We've given out a lot of information. Again, I'm here with Greg from ROFFS. And as you can see, the sea surface temperature behind him. If you guys want an up-to-date one, you'd have to contact him at www.roffs.com or check them out on all their social media pages. And if you want to see your picture on their page, you better send them something after you catch something from their report. Amy, good to see you, and Austin, good to see you. I see a lot of new names jumping in today. I want to say thank you so much because you've really given people great knowledge. Thanks. Butch, is that for me or is that for Greg? I hope that's for Greg because I'm still talking the same BS that I do every day. But I'm trying to get you guys a better price on some of your... actually, I'm trying to get you some pre-orders is what I'm trying to do. So... Greg, is there anything else that maybe I missed that you think people should know? One thing that I want to put out there that I'm kind of noticing by what you've said, for everybody that has asked, if they have an area that they're fishing in and they're curious, just send you an email. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Yep. Okay. Because
we don't. Everything's done by hand. Just same thing with the phones. You call our office, somebody answers the phone. You're going to get someone, send us an email. Like I said, feedback@roffs.com. I monitor, for the reports and stuff like that, or fishing@roffs.com is our main email. Shoot us an email and someone will write you back.
There you have it. Brian, says peer pressure says thanks from both of y'all. And then I'm gonna try to go back, and if I can't, it's probably too far. I got way too many comments here. For those of you, I will reshare it. Still a deal at twice the price. See, some people don't mind paying extra for good information. That's what I tell them all the time when they call me up. How much I charge? I says, listen, I'm worth the extra. Let's see. I'm going to go back. I know Mike Kennedy from Marine Industry Association. He has posted up some information about the ramps being open in Palm Beach and Dade County. I will reshare it. I'll grab it and I'll put it in the comments again so everybody can see it. Also, to let everybody know that's watching, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be coming live with Carl Allen, the new owner of Walker's Key. He's going to give us an update on what's going on in Walker's. And then I will be going live again later in the afternoon on Marina Casa de Campo's page to talk about what's going on in the Dominican Republic. Captain Butch, thank you so much. Captain Butch was nice enough to post the link to your website in the comment section.
Awesome.
So, as always, I will go through and answer everybody's comments. If anybody has something specific. More tournaments have been won using this service. That is a comment from Marlene. Is that true?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we got quite a few. You can go on, and we keep an up-to-date running record. You could find from this year. Obviously, there's not as many from this year, but last year as well. If you go on our website, there's a list of tournament winners, guys that contacted us, we found after the fact that have won. We got quite a few. I think we're up to 21 or 22 state records that people have caught while using this. We got a few world records that people have caught, and all that info and all those photos and all that stuff's on our website to look at.
That's awesome. Well, everybody, once again, welcome to the No BS World Tour. We're going to keep going. While everybody's in lockdown, we're going to keep coming at you and talking about fishing. There's a lot of people that are stuck in their house. They can't go out. I know a lot of guys outside of the country that have been watching. They like the opportunity to be able to talk about fishing. So new information is huge, and we're going to continue this No BS World Tour until we can all go back out fishing again. That was my promise to everybody. And I still haven't gotten the stickers. James King, thank you so much. He posted the link on the other page. We're being broadcast on 5 different pages, 6 if you include YouTube. So if anybody has, if you're on a page that doesn't have the link on it, you can share it. That would be great.
We do have, if I can stop for 1 minute, I do have, I'm looking now on our page. I got a question from one of our clients, Joe Birchfield.
Okay.
He's asking, he said one time he got an analysis and it was labeled on there Eddie with a question mark. So an eddy, I mean, I'm sure you're aware, but everyone I'm sure is not aware, is an eddy is a rotating body of water. And that's, we'll label it eddy on the analysis. So sometimes we would love it. The one you see behind me is you could see everything. It looks clear, but unfortunately sometimes, everything's based on infrared. There's clouds. And, sometimes, like I said, we like to give you reliable data. But sometimes, if we're not sure of something, we'll tell you as such. We're not gonna tell you stuff that's not there. So sometimes, we'll be looking at it and we think there may be an eddy there. So that's why, we put an eddy with a question mark, saying, we think there's an eddy there. We're pretty confident there is, but we're not 100% sure. So that's what, that sort of thing. He was asking a question on our Facebook page.
So let's go back. You're just saying that there's a chance.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Brother, that's all I want to know. As long as we have a chance, and I have to give a big shout out to Mum, Joan McGilvery. She is the mother of Nickelhead, the guy that I fish with, giant tuna fishing. She's like the den mom. She makes sure that we're all doing good. So I always have to give her a shout out. And Captain Frankie Branch, who is a legend in our fishing industry, been around forever. So, alrighty, people. Thank you so much for joining us here in the No BS World Tour. Me, the Squeaky Chair, and Greg from ROFFS. Again, we're going to come at you live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We're going to go a little earlier, coming at you live with Carl Allen, owner of Walkers. He's going to give us a update on what's going on with the opening of Walkers, Walkers Key. It's legendary here in the Palm Beach area or southeast Florida coast as far as fishing and diving is concerned. So, alrighty, my peeps, thank you so much. Greg, thank you for joining us. Rock on. We will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Check you later, peoples.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Peace out.